right, let's get to the last Sunday matchup. The Eagles defeat the Chicago Bears 16-15. What an exciting 16-15 game. Come on, people. You don't need to have 54-51 on Monday Night Football to have an exciting football game. There was so much drama in this game. Just a lot of fun. And this was both defenses played pretty well. Both quarterbacks were very inconsistent. But, man, Nick Foles. Trubisky made a ton of really nice throws down the stretch. But Nick Foles, outside of a couple throws, was definitely, still feeling it.
Trubisky threw for 300 yards. Didn't throw an interception, had a passer rating of 90. How come his grade's so bad, Steve?
Oh, definitely should have had 3 interceptions. Why do you have to get to trolling right away? Because you always get to the negative part. I was going to say, look, he was on his way to probably a 28 grade at one point. He had the ball in the end zone. He threw the same exact pass as Nick Foles, where they were scrambling right.
Yeah.
Chucked it up to a safety in the end zone. Foles has got intercepted. It was both of them were terrible. Foles got intercepted. Trubisky's got dropped. Trubisky also had 2 extremely late passes to the sideline that easily could have been pick sixes. Avonte Maddox bobbled one out of bounds. That was his fault. And then the other one was a little bit harder interception, but it was a bad decision. So he got harsh downgrades. He easily could have had 3 interceptions. He gets downgraded for all of them. But I give Trubisky the credit for the play. He made a ton of big plays down the stretch. The cover 2 shot that he made to put them into field goal range. If Parkey hits the field goal, it's a whole different narrative in Chicago. Look at this comeback that Trubisky made, and he deserves credit for that. The cover 2 shot that he hit, that was what he did in college. Quarterbacks don't hit cover 2 shots. That's in between the corner and the safety. They don't even do that in college all the time. Trubisky did it pretty regularly.
Nobody plays cover 2 in college.
Well, they play 6 a lot. So there's a cover 2 side, but it's usually to the field, and you don't throw that way. Trubisky did it more than everybody, and it was one of those things that he was good at coming out of college, and he did a nice job with it.
When Washington State broke out cover 2 against Jared Goff, it was like somebody had reinvented their wheel. It was like some new coverage nobody had ever seen. They got like 3 interceptions.
It was
off him in the first half.
It was bad.
So when Cody Parkey was iced, he made the fatal mistake of going through with the kick anyway, putting it through the posts.
You never know when you're going to be iced, though.
He knew the whistle. Like, there was one of those ones where the whistle goes, but you're going to run through the motions of the kick anyway, just to get your cider in, right? But you're Cody Parkey. You only have one in you. You can't waste it on the one that's blown up for icing the kicker.
If your mind is saying, I'm Cody Parkey, I've only got one kick in me, you've got much bigger issues.
What he does. You're talking about a man that's hit the upright now, 5 times? 6 times?
6.
6 times.
Upright and crossbar.
Does 6 times count the second doink?
No, because he's hit 6 uprights and 1 crossbar.
Okay. 6 uprights and 1 crossbar. Right. If you've hit 6 uprights and 1 crossbar, or 5 uprights heading into that kick, you need to understand your limitations. You can't waste one good kick.
Trubisky needs to give him some of his interception luck. He needs some of the upright luck. It's bad. It was rough.
Chris had a great line, though. I should say a double doink. It was
double
a great
doink.
A great coinage of terms.
Like
eliminated from the playoffs
WWF with
by a double
doinks.
Wow.
Old school wrestling reference. We have some old school wrestling fans that listen to, so they'll appreciate that. We talked about before the game Nick Foles, and that I thought they had a great stat. I believe it was our numbers. Nick Foles, when he's hit, and he had the best passer rate. So essentially when he gets knocked down, best passer rating in the NFL going into the game, and he still made a bunch of those throws. I mean, he just made a ton of throws where he knows he's going to get hit and did a nice job with them. Overall, though, he had that interception under pressure as well to kind of offset the numbers. But that's like the Nick Foles story again, right? He's going to make some nice throws under pressure because he's got the Josh McCown obliviousness quotient, which they're calling a jamoke in the YouTube comments. Josh McCown obliviousness quotient. Jamoke. That's how I pronounce it. JMOQ.
Okay.
Jamoke. The Jamoke quotient. Wait, that's being redundant. So he's going to make some really nice throws, but he's going to make some bad ones, but he's still got that magic going.
Yeah, he does. But again, this is another game in the 70s. Is that as much as the magic is still going, we haven't seen the real Nick Foles.
I don't think we're going to see more 92 graded Nick Foles.
See it.
But this was also against the best defense in the NFL, the Bears, you could just tell, how difficult they make every single pass. If a guy was open, Foles was trying to hit him while under pressure. If Foles had a clean pocket, he's trying to make a tight window throw. Everything was really challenged by that Bears defense. And again, let's not give too much credit to the offenses here, right? I mean, it was a 16-15 game. Both defenses played really good ball games.
They did. The Eagles' defense was really good, with the exception of Avante Maddox, who started the game really well. And then I don't know if he just got greedy or excited or whatever happened, but they started to target him at that point. It was ironic because as soon as he'd made a couple of good plays, I don't know if they'd seen something with the speed that he was breaking on those shorter patterns and decided that he was ripe for a double move, and then several more double moves after that.
He had the 2 pass breakups that should have been picks. The one late to the sideline to Jordan Howard, and the one that he bobbled along the sideline to Allen Robinson.
So you look at those and you're like, wow, he is inches from making the plays that are going to determine this game. We need to stop throwing it his way. Whereas the Bears took a look at that and said, he is breaking on those so quickly, let's hit him with a double move.
Right.
And then let's hit him with 4 more. And they really went after him at that point.
Well, that was him sinking in cover 2 as well, right? I thought there wasn't much he could do there, to be honest. Trubisky put that ball in a great spot. I thought Chris highlighted, too, the fact that he kind of back-shouldered the corner and kept it away from Maddox's leverage was a nice throw.
But again, what we've been saying heading into this game is that the guys that they were forced to play early in the year because they got so many injuries, Trey Sullivan, Crevon LeBlanc, those guys had really big games. LeBlanc was the guy breaking up the pass that somehow didn't become a fumble because nobody picked the ball up.
That was weird.
By the way, pick the ball up, right?
Just play.
Who cares what you think it is? Pick it up because this could happen.
Just always pick it up.
Right. Anthony Miller, he was the receiver, right?
Yes.
He was just walking away, pissed off with himself because he'd allowed the ball to come out. Just walk 5 yards to your right, pick it up, hand it to the official.
Well, football coaches love training this stuff anyway. They love training stuff that never happens on the field.
Right.
Whether it's like, even when you're tackled, I want you to run through the end zone another 80 yards to finish the play.
Everybody in special teams, right? You see all the kicks
run
into the
through
end zone.
And
the entire kickoff unit runs into the end zone before they circle back around.
Coaches love doing this stuff.
No reason whatsoever. There's actually a purpose to this one.
Yes, just pick up every football on the ground. And sometimes it looks silly. There's a clear batted pass.
It's going to look ridiculous, but this is the play where it matters.
Yes.
Because for all the world, that looks like an incomplete pass.
Right.
But it wouldn't be if you just pick the ball up.
Yep. Always pick up the ball on the ground. But as you were saying, the unheralded guys like Trey Sullivan, 3 pass breakups back at safety. He's come out of nowhere to play well.
Well, he was the guy early in the season where I was like, someone needs to get him off the field before he hurts himself.
Yeah.
But they had nobody else to get him off the field for. It's like we literally can't take you off the field because the alternative is putting like a middle linebacker in a corner.
Yeah.
Whereas he's actually playing well now.
Yeah, he made a couple big plays there. They got some pressure up front, not as much as they usually do. The Eagles front, no real dominant performances there, so nice job by the Bears offensive line. What was the official pressure total? It's not always about pressure total. It's about speed of pressure and all that stuff.
10 they gave up, the offensive line.
10. There was some quick ones too. Trubisky there was a couple plays where he was under quick pressure, but still only pressured on 15 of 47 dropbacks. That's a win against this Philadelphia defensive front.
And almost all of those pressures, well, half those pressures came against Kyle Long, chiefly because he was the guy having to deal with Fletcher Cox for most of the game.
Right.
So that's
he got whooped a couple times.
Right.
Real quick ones.
So that's going to be a problem.
That was the thing. The Eagles' wins were quick ones, but they didn't have – the thing that's made the Eagles difficult is you have multiple guys winning on plays and all that stuff, but they had a bunch of just isolated quick wins, and that was it.
So Brandon Graham got himself a sack. He had a typical Brandon Graham game, which is 7 pressures and only 1 sack.
Wait, I said 10. So
No.
I said 10 sacks this season.
No. So here's the thing, though.
What do you mean?
I'm going to offer you the chance to go double or quits if he gets 10 for the remainder of the playoffs, which could be 1 game, could be, 3 games?
We never specifically said the regular season, did we?
We meant the regular season.
Hold on.
I'm pretty sure we did.
There's a post-it behind the camera.
Anyway, I am offering you the opportunity to double or quits on the Brandon Graham bet during their playoff run.
No shot. No, they're playing the Saints. There's no chance he sacks Drew Brees. They probably lose.
No shot. If they win, he's got another game there, though.
If they win, then they have Dak again. Maybe.
Yeah.
You might have Dak or Goff. They love to take sacks.
This is what I'm saying.
No shot.
Come on.
Not a chance.
You don't have any faith in Brandon Graham paying you back.
I would like to read the post-it where we wrote the bet.
I mean, he's 60% of the time there.
I would like to know if it's specified regular season, because there's a chance I'm still alive anyway, based off the logistics of
there's no chance.
Terms of the bet. Any other big takeaways here?
I kind of like the idea that people come out of this game celebrating. Like, I told you the Eagles were going to win. Like, this game went down to the wire. Could have gone either way based off what may or may not have been a tipped kick.
Well, there was a fourth down conversion by Foles and a potentially tipped kick or whatever it was.
The only way
Parkey.
to come out of this game and have been right going into it was if you said it was like a razor-thin game that could go either way. Like, the idea that, well, I said the Eagles would win, and I'm right, because they did. It's like, yeah, but... Like,
you're just mad because you picked the Bears.
If the guy... this one, whatever, this could have gone either way. I said it was a close game. The Chargers one was the one I screwed up.
Yeah, you did.
And then nailed the first two. But, like, so I've seen the definitive proof that kick was tipped in the video, and I still can't tell if it was tipped or not. Maybe it was, but whatever. The idea that this slow-mo, frame-by-frame, maybe the ball was tipped is what determined who won this game, and you're coming out of it, like, celebrating as if you nailed it.
The Eagles averaged 1.8 yards per carry in their victory.
But how many carries did they have? Because that's all that matters. See, the yards are a bonus.
Let's see. They had more carries than the Bears. I think that was the key.
Teams
that runs them.
The yards are just.
So the Bears only had 18 carries for 65 yards, 3.6 per carry, but the Eagles had more attempts.
Well, there you go. They established it more.
More established. That's why they had that. That's why that fourth down conversion was good. Nick Foles remains a little scary because of the obliviousness. He just gets in there and makes some throws.
I think we're going to get a game that's old Nick Foles magic. We've had moderate magic so far.
In the dome.
We've actually,
the Saints.
Ironically, for a guy that we've said the widest spectrum of possible play for Nick Foles, he could be anything from amazing to abysmal. He's been like mid-70s every single game.
So this is what we've actually been debating this around the PFF office a little bit. When you talk about a volatile quarterback, should you look at it at the game level, or do you look at it at the throw level? And then the throws can happen at any time. They can happen within a game, or they can happen spread out over the season. Because Jameis, we always talk about, is with this crazy volatile quarterback, which he is, but he still lands at like the same season grade all the time. And his volatility shows up everywhere. Foles, we were talking about volatile from a game standpoint, where he'll put a 40 grade, he'll put up a 90 grade, but he's just been throw for throw volatile. You've got great throws down the field, and then you've got the interception that was terrible. By the way, 10 men on the field for his touchdown.
That's a problem.
So if you're the Bears and you're just like, all right, Cody Parkey, it's all your fault. How about just 10? The touchdown that you give up. You give up 2 touchdowns, one of which has 10 men on the field.
Yeah. Plus, Trubisky threw the ball 2 defenders 3 times. That's an issue. I mean, they didn't catch any of them.
We could look at it both ways.
Problem.
Well, it didn't happen.
There were 3 guys in this game that are 5'6". 3 guys played snaps in this game that are 5'6".
No, I don't care about short guys.
But Boston Scott was one of them, so I care.
Oh, Boston. That's good for him.
Boston Scott got himself 1 snap. Darren Sproles obviously had a bunch of them. And then Tariq Cohen, all 5'6".
This is why I show up here.
Midgets.
Every week.
I want to see
for the nuggets that you pull
surrounded by those 3.
Just like me, Tariq, Sproles, and Boston Scott.
Yeah. That's
Boston
a picture.
Scott still has a future in the NFL. I will miss, rest in peace to the Bears 2-point packages. To some of the plays that they put Khalil Mack. I just love it. They just throw random defensive players out there. Sixth offensive lineman.
I'm just bummed they didn't hand the ball off to Khalil Mack.
Oh, I was looking at my wife. I go, Khalil Mack is at running back. Khalil Mack's at running back. They're going to do it.
They motioned him in there.
Then they motion him out. I mean, they talk about mad scientist plays. These are fantastic plays. They're like, all right, we're going to take Khalil Mack. Everybody's going to be looking at him. We're going to put him in the backfield. Then we're going to motion him out. Then everybody's going to put their eyes on him, and we're going to run the jet sweep toss the other way. It didn't work, but very creative. Very creative. I like the one week they put the 4 defensive linemen out there. It is tough to match up. Who's eligible? Who's ineligible?
Yeah.
Who's actually running routes? Who's game planning for Akeem Hicks to catch a pass versus Bradley Soul?
Bradley Soul, the one where he caught. The options, the eligible receiver options on that play were Bradley Soul, a tackle, Akeem Hicks, a defensive tackle. Like somebody
Eddie
else
Goldman
ridiculous.
was in there, I think, right?
There was 3 passing options, and all of them were absurd.
They were all 320 to 360 pounds, essentially. So rest in peace, Bears 2-point offense. We'll have to break them all down individually this offseason to keep us busy. We'll talk about the Eagles moving forward. They just got destroyed by the Saints a couple months ago in the Dome, but that was the Carson Wentz Eagles.
Yeah.
This is the Nick Foles Eagles. I expect them to be a little bit better defensively. We'll break it all down on Thursday. I thought Wild Card Weekend was very exciting. There was plenty to talk about, which we just did. Divisional round football, though, was always just a great weekend of football. So